Welcome to JFK Airport. I'm about to embark on another adventure across the Atlantic. However, for international travel in 2021, things have changed. So I'm going to offer a few pro tips for everyone. This is Terminal 4 in JFK. So welcome everyone to Terminal 4 JFK. I'm about to embark on a Delta flight over to Dublin, Ireland, and I'm so excited to show you that beautiful city and also that beautiful country. However, I have a few pro tips when it comes to flying in 2021. Things have changed quite a bit, and then I'll do a Q&A for anyone who's curious about whatever flying entails here in this year. Hello Tony, hello Abin, hello Diana, nice to see you here. Hello Sunshine, hello Sakura, hello Abelia, hello Alfred, Cynthia, nice to see you here. Hello PowerPoint. You need plenty of liquor to fly overseas, says George Lopez. Well, that might be a blessing and also a curse if you decide to do that. Crystal says, live from the airport. Indeed, I'm live from the airport. If you want to see a tour from the airport, I actually did one a few months ago when I did my Mexico trip. So you can see a walk around, and it was during the daytime, so you can see a lot more. Right now it's nighttime, as you can see right over here. So there's not that much more to show the airport. So I'm doing the sit-down Q&A. Now, coming over to the airport, before the pandemic, you could have gotten away coming to the airport about 2 hours early, especially in a busy airport like JFK. If it's not a so much busy airport, you could have gotten away even an hour and a half before your flight. But now, again, that is not the case, especially with international flights. So one thing I noticed, I came here 3 hours before my departure time. Not 3 hours before my boarding time. Luckily, time was not tight for me, but a lot of the other people online, it was. The lines are long, especially at least with Delta. I'm not sure how the other flights are, other airliners are, but they are long. So do consider coming here about 3 hours before your boarding time. Don't take a risk. Come 3 hours before your boarding time. So if your flight time, for me, it's at 9:30 p.m. Boarding time will probably be around 8:30 p.m. Come 3 hours before then. Why? At least with Delta, and let me know if anyone has experienced this with other airliners, they don't allow you an online check because they check for a few things. They check for your vaccination / negative COVID test, and they're also checking for your passenger locator form. So when you're traveling, make sure to double check what the country you're going to requires in terms of the pandemic. So you might need the V, or you might need a negative test, or both. Italy, you need both. Greece, you need just the proof of V or negative COVID test. For Ireland, same thing. But Ireland, there's a catch. If you're not coming in with the V, and if you want to know what the V stands for, you can write it down in the comments. Can't say too much because YouTube and Facebook are very sensitive to that word nowadays. If you get the V, if you don't have the V when going to a country like Ireland, you have to have a negative test, but you have to quarantine once you get there. And that's where things get tricky. So every country has something different. So keep in mind that. That's why you should come early, just in case. If you want to play super safe, always get a negative COVID test. But you do run at the risk if the country does not require it and only requires proof of V. If you get a false positive, you're kind of screwed. I don't like that. There's a tiny chance of false positives with tests. Ashley says, whispers the jab. Jab is another term. I think it's safe. Thank you, Ariel, for writing the word V. Okay, the next thing you're gonna need, I'm gonna tell you a few pro tips, and then you can ask me any questions about traveling. The other thing you're gonna need is most countries require a passenger locator form, PLF for short. With European countries, from my experience, and with Mexico, you fill that all out online. Probably be the case with almost every country around the world. You have to fill it online. And fill it online before you get on the line for check-in at JFK or any other airport that you're at. And yes, I'm at John F. Kennedy Airport right now in New York City, formerly known as Idlewild. So fill out the passenger locator form. It's very easy to fill out, but don't take the risk of trying to fill it out while you're on the check-in line. Do it before you get into make your way to the airport. Just play it safe. Also, have a printed version if you can. You don't need a printed version, but you never know what can happen with cell phone data, especially arriving at the country and they ask it for you again. Don't take the risk. Have a printed version of the QR code of the PLF. So the passenger locator form asks you where are you traveling, when are you traveling, what address you're traveling to, and your name and your passport number, and maybe a few other things. Then they give you a QR code. The thing is, some passenger locator forms give you a QR code a few hours before your flight. Sometimes they give you immediately. So it all changes. So make sure you know about that before you get onto the flight. So the passenger locator form is crucial. For the proof of V, make sure you have, if you're in the US, have your card. It's the easiest thing to show. Apps get tricky, and I'm not sure how it works in Europe. Negative COVID tests, usually bring your paper with you. And once you have that, you're pretty much set up. One thing I've noticed is now there's no bullshit when it comes to luggage. So if your luggage is too heavy and you intend on checking it, it's going to be hard to get away with it, especially with how hectic now the check-in lines are. So don't try to BS your way to get very heavy luggage on board, otherwise you're going to pay a lot of money. So be aware of that too. And basically that's it. I just wanted to make it clear for a lot of people, because people are asking what are the restrictions, what are not the restrictions, how to get in here, what you have to fill out. It's very confusing. Just make sure you have your passport, proof of V or negative negative COVID test, and passenger locator form. George says if you get V in CVS, which is a pharmacy here in the US, you can get a free QR code to travel. Don't count on that, George. That is a good pro tip. So it's good to have those backups. Also in Europe, you have the Green Pass. Don't count on that. If you can, have the physical card with you, and I have copies just in case carried with me. Pro tip: you can laminate a copy, and it's hard to tell the difference between the actual original one. I'm not condoning you to share that for your own personal use for the person who got V. Hex says that's so cool. Okay, so I'll open up questions. Those were my pro tips. Another pro tip I have is water. I usually always get mineral water. I always feel my thirst more quenched with mineral water rather than regular distilled water like the cheaper companies. In Europe, usually that's not a problem because most water is mineral water in Europe, but here not in the US. So feel free to ask me any questions about travel. I'll ask any questions about airport things. So feel free to ask. The airport is very clean. Where are you going? I'm going to Dublin, Ireland. I'm going to Ireland. Don't forget to declare the avocados in your carry-on bag. Do not, George is making a joke, but for people who are tempted to bring even any type of fruit, do not bring fruit. It is crucial to not take the risk in bringing any type of fruit or seeds. Do not do that. You might run into big issues. Can you use your iPhone to travel to Spain? For any forms, have a play it safe. Everything nowadays is online. The proof of V, negative COVID test, and also the passenger locator form they're all online. But to ease things on the line with check-in, and also when you arrive to the country, because when I get to Ireland, there's a good chance they're going to check all these things again. Remember, when you go to another country around the world, you might not have good service. And some airports just don't have good cell phone service, so don't take the risk. B. Griffin says, hey, nice to see you here. Wow, good for you. A lot of people are saying I'm looking great. Oh, thank you so much. It's the airport glow. Sometimes airports make people look very terrible. For me, I'm apparently looking great. What are the restrictions going to Ireland? Restrictions change all the time, but right now, as I'm aware directly from the US Embassy site and Ireland's own site, you either need a proof of V, and you get into the country, or negative COVID test. But if you have a negative COVID test, even if you prove negative, you do have to quarantine. And then you have to take a secondary test. And if you are negative after the 5th day, you can travel the country. So, in other words, much easier to travel with the proof of V. Unless if you have family, then it won't be so difficult. Scott says, no more NYC, that city's so 2020. I'll still be showing the NYC, especially for Christmas. But yeah, I like traveling. The airport's nice and quiet right now. Let me show you a little bit around the airport. Someone asked, dude, how many hours on the flight to Ireland? This one's 6 hours and 45 minutes. Ain't that long. I'm so glad it's not that long. I don't like long flights. Stay tuned. I'll be in Ireland minimum 2 weeks. How long will you be in Ireland? Minimum 2 weeks. It all depends. I have a very interesting freelance gig, which will be really cool also for tourists. I can't mention too much right now, but if I get it, it'll be a really cool opportunity, and many tourists will encounter my video work in a different format, which will be interesting. Will you live stream from Ireland? Yes. Okay, so everyone, the schedule on Ireland, it's official. I'm going to announce it in the photo as well, so you have it written down. Every day at 4 p.m. Irish time, 11 a.m. New York time, 4 p.m. Ireland time, every single day from Thursday. Thursday will be the first scheduled live video. They're protesting in Donegal. Oh, they are? Oh, no. Am I going to Galway? I don't know yet. Only thing in my plan right now is Dublin. (11 Eastern Time). Okay, feel free to ask me any questions about airport right now. Only airport-related questions, flight-related questions right now. Ask me any of those for the next 10 minutes, and then I'll open it up to any questions about Ireland. The next 10 minutes, any airport questions. How long your flight is to Ireland? 6 hours and 45 minutes. Direct, yes, direct. You can save a whole lot of money if you do it indirect from JFK to Ireland. TAP Portugal is doing flights for only like $400 right now, and flights for October are going by half in October. Unfortunately, I'm spending double, and I didn't know that. Prices were just slashed in half a few days ago. So if I decided to travel just 2 weeks later, I could have saved half of my airline tickets. Do you take AirTrain or taxi? I got a ride, Macaulay's. To get to JFK, air train might be a bit of a hassle. If you're going solo, maybe not too bad, but make sure you do enough time. If you aim to get to the airport 3 hours ahead of time, make sure you're ready to get on 2 hours or more ahead of time. Yeah, you gotta dedicate a lot of time. Otherwise, taxi is always the best thing, especially if you're coming from Manhattan. It's a set fee. Many places in Queens, you're not gonna spend too much money, I think. Yeah. There's also a helicopter, which I'm tempted to do one day. Apparently, they say it's $200. How clean are the airplanes? Very clean. I haven't had an issue with the dirty airplane yet. What snacks are you bringing on? Only this Evian bottle. I'm not sponsored by Evian, though one day I will be sponsored by some type of water company. Stay tuned. But I got myself a water. That's it. That water was $5.50. Most expensive water I've ever bought. And I prefer mineral water rather than a water fountain when bringing it on the plane. There's a lot of science behind it. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but if you look into it, mineral water is much better under the conditions of a flight. That's the conclusion I've reached from my own research. Is there food on the flight? Yes, there's 2 meals. They give you like a dinner. So that's why I'm not bringing any snacks. The past few flights I've done, I've brought snacks before ahead of time, just in case. And then I end up realizing it's a bit redundant. The food is good enough on Delta, and it's hot. Some flights don't have hot foods. I used to take Norwegian a lot, never hot food. But now, luckily, there's hot food in Delta at least. So it's a dinner and a light meal when arriving. Always have to have snacks. It is a good idea to bring some type of snacks. For me, my pro tip with snacks is for flights like I'm going to be jet lagged because I'm traveling, I'm losing sleep and I'm arriving in the morning. I like to bring prunes so I can be regular. Yogurt is great. Yogurt is great for the stomach. Also, it's a great way to kind of prepare your stomach for whatever you might, because yogurt has a lot of probiotics. And then I like to stick with nuts as well, like pistachios. Yeah, because pistachios are very filling, very, very filling. So those are the type of snacks I usually do bring. Not this time around, but that's what I usually bring. I actually love prunes, fiber and low glycemic. Yeah, prunes are great. Rather than having like a candy, when I was a little kid, I used to love like a Reese's. But I think prunes are a great way to have like a sweet and also something that will be good for your body. Did you fly to Delta to Italy as well? I did fly to Delta to Italy, yeah. I flew Delta already, all these flights. I flew Mexico, Greece, and then Italy to New York, and now New York to Ireland, all Delta. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but the reason I chose them is because they have a very lenient policy with changing flights. That's why I was able to extend my flight without spending more money in my Greece trip. Helen says you can buy them here. Good tips from an awesome world traveler. That's why he has smooth, clear skin. It is all that yogurt. Yes, all that yogurt and prunes. Right. Yeah, I would advise against sugary sweets. like donuts, candy bars. I know everyone's body is different, so this is not medical advice. But for what I've encountered with my own body is if I have sweets on a flight, I feel more thirsty. And when you're in that high elevation in those airplanes, you tend to get dehydrated much more quicker than usual. So I would not go and eat sweets. I also avoid caffeine. I used to always drink a coffee. If it was a day flight, I would drink coffee right before the flight, because there used to always be a Starbucks in these airports, but I don't do that anymore because coffee dehydrates you. So I'd rather be very hydrated, and I always pick an aisle seat. Water. I'm also going a lot to the bathroom, but that's why you get an aisle seat. You're going to chillier weather. I am indeed. You know, I'm very excited for Ireland. Deeply excited. I've been meaning to go for the longest time. It has such an epic history. There's going to be something very interesting in Ireland that I'm going to show you. One of the coolest ancient sites in the world. But the one downside is that it is going to be chillier and rainier than New York. Are you at JFK? I am indeed, Minecraft. Okay, so now I'm open to answer any questions whatsoever about Ireland. Feel free, ask anything about Ireland. What does Irish coffee taste like? Adam, if you are referring to Irish coffee as the drink, the cocktail, it's basically sugary, it's basically a spiked, milky coffee drink, spiked latte basically. So it just has a alcoholic kick to it. But I'm not sure how coffee in Ireland tastes like yet. You'll see. I'm bound to feature a few coffee shops. Lucy says whiskey. Ooh, maybe. Life is beautiful, Ariel. Have fun, says City. I will, City. I will. BBC covers Ireland also, says Joe. Indeed, I have on my phone, I have the documentary series, The Story of Ireland, which I might see on the plane and not get any sleep whatsoever. Very excited to see Ireland, says James. Oh, cool. That's awesome. What airport are you landing to? I think it's the most uncreative airport name I've ever heard. Dublin Airport. I think that's the name of the official name of the airport.
Terminal 4 at John F. Kennedy International Airport. You should not accept offers of transportation from anyone without prior arrangement. An unknown driver may not be licensed, have insurance, or may overcharge you now or at the end of your ride. For ground transportation information and reservations, go to the Ground Transportation Center in the arrival hall. For taxis, proceed to the taxi stand
Pro tip.
outside of the building, where a uniformed taxi dispatcher will assist you.
Will the flight have many people, says Diana. I don't know. I always wish for empty flights. I am not sitting right now by my gate because it's crowded. So I am not too optimistic it's going to be an empty flight. Fave in-flight entertainment, says Wendy. You know, that's a great question, Wendy. That's a great question. I like watching films when they have the video screen. I'll watch anything that interests me. I've seen some amazing films on flights, but sometimes I just either listen to podcasts or I download. What I do is I download a bunch of YouTube videos ahead of time. So use YouTube Premium. We play monthly, but the cool thing is one of the bonuses of YouTube Premium is that you can download videos. So I just download a bunch of videos, and usually they're related to the country I'm going to. So in this case, I have a whole lot of documentaries, vlogs, videos about the Irish language. Helen asks, do you know any Irish yet? Only sláinte so far, but stay tuned. but I have a bunch of Irish language videos. Maureen says, for a gift, bring back a 4-leaf clover. I'll do my best to find one. Carol. That'll be a good one. Judith says, Ariel must be thinking people are just watching because of my looks. I can imagine someone making travel videos who's of the opposite sex probably goes through that a whole lot more. How much is your dollars worth? Ireland is euro. So euro is about $1. 1 euro is about $1.20. Have lots of crack in Ireland. I will have all the crack in Ireland, but it's different from America. Crack means fun in Ireland. Learn how to jump and click your heels, says Linda. Oh, like river dance, yeah. What time is your flight to Ireland? 9:30 p.m. Delta. So if anyone works for Delta and has connections and wants to upgrade me to first class, I will make a TikTok. You'll see a short video on it on my Instagram/Facebook/TikTok. And I will be forever grateful. So putting it out there, if anyone wants to call up their connections at Delta, like, hey, upgrade Ariel Vieira to first class. Oregano is not permitted in Ireland. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure about that. Patricia says, oh my God, I'm so jealous. Janet says, Chad Mila Falcha. Ooh, I don't know how to pronounce that yet. But 1,000 welcomes. Is anyone waiting for the iOS 15? Eric, that is irrelevant. So feel free to ask anything about travel. Do they allow pineapple on pizza in Ireland? They do, Macaulay's. I don't think it's such a big deal. I don't know yet what are the food faux pas of Ireland. I'm so excited to find out if there are any. I have a feeling there aren't any. Ireland seems, culinarily speaking, to be very varied, very international. Will you be wearing a kilt? Maybe if it fits with the show. Do you need to bring your own COVID test? Not for Ireland. Ireland, apparently, according to the U.S. Embassy, according to their own website, you only need proof of V. I'm gonna put this out here. I'm just gonna leave it out. Show it to you if anyone wants to use their connections. Airbnb or hotel for Dublin? You'll find out, Wendy. I wonder if you'll find poke. I wonder too. I think so, Lorraine. So Lorraine, aloha. I think I will find poke. You know why? Because Ireland is big on seafood, and a lot of the seafood restaurants, from what I've been researching, make sushi. And poke, of course, is different, but I think that poke might be a thing in Ireland. I think so. Especially in Dublin. So we'll find out. Will you stay in a castle in Ireland? Now thinking about it, now I'm very tempted to find out if there is one. Enjoy the Guinness factory. Oh, Macaulay, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Guinness Factory was so kind enough to reach back to me. So yes, I will be covering the Guinness Factory. I love Kilkenny. Will you go, Wendy? Ooh, stay tuned as well. Are you traveling just the east of Ireland? Stay tuned, Henry. I don't know. I'll be in Ireland minimum 2 weeks. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know whether I'm able to, budget speaking, able to rent a car. So it'll really depend. But by the way, everyone, stars are worth 2 times until September 26th. So we just have a few more days left. They're worth 2 times, and we're almost halfway through our goal. We're 40% away from our goal. So 2 times. So if anyone wants to leave stars, thank you so much for leaving stars. The more stars I get, the more chances are that I can show you other places outside of Dublin. And in Ireland, some places might require a car or some type of tour to get to. So stars and your contributions on Patreon, YT members, Facebook supporters, or PayPal's also go all to that. Martin says, make sure to see the Cliffs of Moher. Oh, believe me, I really want to see it. After seeing the Cliffs of Santorini, I want to see the Cliffs of Moher. Going to Jameson's. Yeah, there's a good chance. I'm going to see if I can film in there. Maybe I'll reach out to them. What's the goal, says Lorraine? The goal is 100,000 stars. We are 61,000 stars. We're 41,000 stars in. Yeah, we are. 41,000 stars in. We need 61,000 stars left. So Helen says you don't need a car. So do let me know, Helen, any Irish viewers out there, is it doable to explore Ireland without a car? I'm going to find out. Dublin, I'm probably not going to need a car for anything. I'm not sure if I'll need a car for Newgrange. Maybe there's a bus to Newgrange. And I also want to show you the Hellfire Club, which is a very interesting story. Oh, I'm so excited for the Hellfire Club. Stay tuned, one of the most haunted places in Ireland. Driving bus or train. So yeah, for Irish viewers, do let me know. Good evening, have a safe flight. Are you going to any of the horse racetracks there? So Ireland even was involved in horse racing. Helen says yes, it's very doable without a car. Oh, okay. I think you could take bus or tours from Dublin. P says we rent a car. I rent a car so I can just explore my own pace, says Caffeine. Wifey, where am I heading out today? Oh, I'm heading out to Dublin, to Ireland. Stay away from sleeping bus drivers, says George. I'll do my best. Apparently, bus driving is a very serious profession in Ireland. And people hold the highest respect for bus drivers. I heard it is requisite to thank and to greet the bus driver in Ireland, and also taxi drivers. So I am excited to maybe experience a good Irish bus. Trains go everywhere. That is very evident. Yeah, trains, I saw the train system. They go to all the major cities and towns, so that's really cool. There will be a lot of U2 songs. I might show where they recorded the first U2 albums. Irish are great storytellers and love their city. Oh yeah. So if anyone knows any great tour guides or museums that you would like me to feature, do let me know. Did you bring an umbrella? I got myself a small umbrella. I'm gonna buy a bigger one once I get to Ireland. Okay, so I'll stay around for 5 more minutes because I gotta catch my flight soon. I am doing good on time. Okay. Wow, time really does fly by. Okay, I'll stick around for... Okay, that is my alarm. So, yeah, I really gotta stick around for 5 more minutes. Hey, Frances, dicen que Irlanda es hermosa. Que tengas un buen viaje. Oh, gracias, Frances. Sí, estoy bien emocionado a visitar Irlanda. He oído que es uno de los países más bellos en el mundo entero. So, para todo el mundo mirando en español, voy a visitar Islanda por lo menos por 2 semanas. Te voy a enseñar la ciudad capital que se llama Dublin. Y va a haber muchas cosas que te voy a enseñar. Y para personas que quieren dejar estrellas en Facebook, cuenta por doble hasta septiembre 26. Tenemos que llegar a 100,000 estrellas y va a contar por doble. So for anyone, stars count for twice. I'm so excited to visit Ireland. So jealous of your travels. You're doing great. Ireland is a diverse country now. I heard, McCullies, you apparently have Irish ancestry, or is that a Scottish? Let me know, McCullies, with your name. I know mixed are used, I think, in both countries. Free museums in Dublin's across the library at Trinity College. You can see the Book of Kells. The Book of Kells is free? I didn't know that. That's very interesting. I unfortunately can't show the Book of Kells. Not even big production TV shows have shown the Book of Kells because they're strictly anti not allowing filming. But I hope to see it myself, at least. Will you be able to broadcast from the plane? No. Very bad Wi-Fi on these flights. Is there potential freelance work in Europe? I'm always open to freelance work. I'm always open to being hired by the BBC to host an epic series about a New Yorker navigating Europe. I love that you're so excited. Just go with the flow and it will take you on the ride of your life. Yes, Dolores. Dolores, remind me, are you based in Ireland? I know I have a lot of Irish viewers. I also know I have a lot of Irish American viewers. So let me know if you're based in Ireland. Are you going on premium economy? No. When I did my Mexico trip, I used Comfort Plus, but I did not do Comfort. It was a lot more expensive. It was like $300, $400 more. I spent $100 more just to pick my seat. So, yeah. It's quite expensive sometimes. I'm too stoked for this trip. Have a smooth trip. Thank you so much. Will you be able to send postcards to Mega Urbanists? Yes, all Mega Urbanists will be getting also a Irish postcard. So, if you are a Mega Urbanist contributing $20 or more on Patreon or on YT, or if you're a triple Super Urbanist, meaning YT, Facebook, and Patreon all concurrently, you qualify to receive a postcard. You'll be receiving a postcard from many Mega Urbanists already received ones from Italy, and they received ones from New York, and you'll be receiving ones every single month from wherever I'm at. That means Ireland. Will you visit the beautiful cliffs in Ireland? I will. May I ask what airlines are traveling? Delta. So if anyone has super high connections with Delta and wants to hook me up and upgrade me to first class at the very last minute, thank you so much. I'm very appreciative. I will show it to you on the awesome short video. Do you actually like stout? I do actually like stout. So I am actually really hyped for Guinness. I'm very hyped for Irish stouts. I really do love stouts. All right. All PayPal tippers. PayPals, I'm really grateful that people leave PayPals. The Postcard Club is only open to recurring supporters. So PayPals, thank you so much. But if you want to be a Postcard Club, only Patreon and YT Mega Urbans. Fantastic, because I want to pass a pub that serves Guinness. Yeah. I'll see if I can show you a proper pub experience. Have fun on your first day. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I gotta go to my gate. I'm so excited to show you Ireland. We're gonna have some good crack. Hey, don't get too excited. I'm not talking about the American kind. Crack means fun in Ireland. We're gonna have some crack. CRAIC. So stay tuned, everyone. Slancha. I'll see you soon in Ireland, starting Thursday, September 14th. Or is it 16th? 14th, 15th, 16th. Starting September 17th, every single day at 4 p.m. Irish time, 11 a.m. New York time. Starting Thursday at 4 p.m. Irish time. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Slancha. Everyone, have a great day.